All right, everybody, welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this
Before we
episode,
start.
okay, banana tape to a wall.
Yep.
Okay.
Banana taped to a wall. 3 weeks running, folks. $6.2 million. The dude has already eaten it.
Yes.
That's not a joke. I read the article.
Oh my God.
Some Singapore crypto billionaire just ate $6 million.
Wow.
Hey man, you need that potassium.
It's like you're going to have to get that NFT now.
No, I know this is a movie podcast, but I saw one of the greatest shows ever on Netflix.
Cobra Kai.
No. Man on the Inside. Starring Ted Danson.
Yeah.
Created by Michael Schur.
I've heard that was, and it's like all the cast from The Good Place too, almost.
There's
Close.
two to The Good Place, and there are 3 or 4 from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, both
Okay.
shows that Michael Schur created and wrote for.
I got you.
I just have to give that one a shout out. I was wildly impressed on how good that show is.
I've heard that's really good.
Yeah. So, all right, continue.
No,
I just wanted to give a shout
Moving
out
on.
to that show. That show was amazing. Generally, in the last 2 episodes, I cried 3 times. It's not total whiplash like The Ranch, where you'll be really funny in like the next sentence. It's like very dramatic, but it is like a dramedy. So you're like, oh, Ted Danson's Ted Danson. He's a charming SOB. So you're having fun, and then sometimes it gets serious. You're like, oh, but the last 2 episodes, it's emotional gut punch.
I'm glad to actually, mention him when I'm not, outside of playing golf. That's what we always say every time. Like, oh, what that shot look like? Oh, you're Ted dancing. For those that don't play golf, it means you're dancing on the green. That means your ball. Never mind.
Yeah. All right.
For the record, I've never been Ted Danson on the golf course.
And we've lost half the audience. Like, I don't want to watch the Golf Channel.
And actually, speaking of golfing and Ted Danson, he wasn't in. I don't think he was in this particular scene, but there's that show Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David, the co-creator of Seinfeld. And they're always golfing in the
That
show.
scene
And there's
was
one where
awesome.
he's like, go ahead, just take your shot, man. It's like, Dave.
That
He's
was,
like, you're not going to hit him. There's no way you're going to, they're too far away. Like,
That
Tony, you
was
can go ahead and
Lewis.
hit. Lewis told him, and then Jeff came up, and he's like, just take. He's like, there's no way you'll never hit him. And he had just learned that golf tip from watching the other guy.
Yep.
And he swings, and it nails him. He's like, I hit him.
He's like, oh. He's like so excited. And then it
That's
hits
my
him.
greatest fear. Like there's no way you'll hit him, Patrick. I've seen your swing, and next thing you know, I'll have the greatest swing of my life,
Well, that's
and I'll have to yell 300 yards down the fairway.
That's the one bad. People are like, why do you go out and play a game that you hate? It's always that one shot. Every round you either have one putt or one shot that's like, you're like, oh my God, I'm Tiger Woods. And it's a shot Tiger Woods would make, but he makes it all the time.
Yeah,
And it's
he's
the shot
got
you
4
talk about for the next 20
Exactly.
years.
Yeah. Remember that time that we were on this green and I put it 8 feet from the hole?
And he's got 4 green jackets. I'm going to my car to put on my sweater.
You have a green jacket. It just said members only.
Yeah.
From 1992.
Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit?
My left arm, slightly longer than my right.
Shooter.
All right, then.
To our actual topic.
So do
today.
our next golf
I
topic.
regret nothing about the immediate sidetrack.
Well, actually, also one other thing, too, speaking of shows.
All right, I'm no longer the only person.
Everybody knows now that, the second part of the last season of Cobra Kai came out.
Yes.
In this past month, November. The third part of the last season is coming out in February. I haven't watched it yet, but also on the 26th of December, Squid Game Season 2 is coming out.
Ooh, I did not know
I'm
that.
super
So
excited.
I'm waiting to re-up my Netflix until December 26th so I can just get the second portion of Cobra Kai and that, and then I'll be back off. But
Until Stranger Things 5 comes out.
yeah, well then I'll have to re-up again. So I'll just keep buying it just so I can
Don't
binge
even
the
buy
stuff
it.
and
Just, life hack. Create a bunch of Gmail accounts and get that free trial.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Exactly.
All right. So illegal tips from Patrick.
Yeah.
Ladybug
It's not
6969.
illegal. It's a workaround.
Let's work. We're gonna workshop that. It's beta testing. Right now.
Hashtag YOLO for the 4th time.
So on to the episode, though.
Yes.
We are now. We're in December. Things are kicking off. Lights are up.
Yep.
Christmas movies have been playing since July, but on Hallmark at least in Lifetime. But we're actually in the season now. Got the garland up. Yay.
Can't see it behind, but he's got the tree up.
Yep. And there's a bunch of nutcrackers around. But we are in the. We told you the next couple episodes are. What?
There's 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
think you
5,
need to.
6,
How about the other 5 up there?
7,
And then-
8, 9. Damn.
Yeah,
All right.
there we go.
I only saw one, but they are. It's like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they go to that B&B, but the room is just dolls. Now that I'm looking at it,
Ain't
it's
nobody ever accused him of being smart. Have you?
accused. No, mistaken.
Mistaken. Mistaken.
It's not that you're stupid. It's just you ain't that bright.
Gosh, nah, that doesn't work either.
So we are in the next couple episodes. This one and the next one, we're leading up to Christmas. So as we told you on the last episode, we're going to be kind of splitting up the episodes into different types of Christmas type movies. So this week we decided we were going to talk about the old school. Well, they could be newer school too,
Yeah.
but any animation or the old school. What I love is the clay. Almost, I think they call them like
Claymation, stop motion
type movies like the old Rudolph and Frosty and The Year Without a Santa Claus and a bunch of good ones there. And I got one particular one that I will be talking about. So, but anyway, so start off, Patrick. You want to lead it off? I know you said you had one
Yes.
locked and loaded. In
And
the
if
barrel.
you remember the last 2 episodes, Gavin has stolen my thunder.
Don't
So
steal
not
his
anymore.
thunder.
So my favorite one is
You know what? Say it. I double dare you.
you're not gonna get it. So go.
Klaus on
I fucking
Netflix.
hate you. I fucking hate you.
Wow.
Did I really steal yours?
Yes.
It's become one of my new regulars.
Right?
I love that movie.
It's
so good.
awesome. And it's David Spade's the lead voice, right?
I don't know
I
if
swear
he's
it
the guy.
sounds like him.
I'm not sure if he's Santa. I know he's in it.
No. H. John Benjamin is Santa.
Yep.
But I think he's like the mail delivery guy.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, Klaus is a really good story. It's
It's an awesome origin story.
Yeah.
Like it's not a way that you would think. It
How
doesn't-
Santa started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what to say. This movie kicks ass. It's a really good origin story, like Gavin said, for Santa. Really well acted and animated. It's a Netflix original, but let's not hold it against them. But yeah, it's becoming one of my go-tos for the Christmas season, and the other one I believe is on the slate for next week.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. It's J.K. Simmons is Klaus. It's
Yeah.
Jason Schwartzman is
Okay.
Jesper.
Yo Teach? Yo Teach is that guy?
Yeah. Norm Macdonald was on this, one of his last roles.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Rashida Jones was Alva. She's the school teacher
Yep.
that he falls for.
Oh, Rashida.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joan Cusack is Miss Tammy. What was the other? Man, what's the name?
I haven't seen it in 364 days.
So go ahead, do your synopsis.
I'm already done. It's really good.
Well-
He moves to like basically an abandoned village or something.
And the village has like this feud between these two families.
It's like the Hickfields and the McCoys.
Yeah. Basically, that's what they like take off of. So they have like all.
Wait, did you
these-
say the Hickvilles?
yeah, I think it's
Hatfield.
Hatfield.
Fine.
I'm sorry, I just had to stop for a
Look,
second.
I just spent.
To be fair,
I
that
just
was
spent a
wildly
week in
before my
Hickville.
time. The fact that I even know the references, you're welcome.
Hickvilles?
I just spent the week in Hickville, and that's kind of accurate.
Hatfields and McCoys.
You know, the Capulets, the Montagues, same thing.
It's the Montagues. Note the time: 8 minutes 40 seconds. Patrick screws up. As he's quickest on record.
Yes. Tis the season.
You're
But so
very
that,
Christmas.
that's kind of the story of it. Is like his dad, the lead character Jesper has like this. It's wild. Like he has this weird high class living because his dad is the postmaster general.
And he's trying to be a postman, and his dad is just always constantly pissed at him for some reason.
Well, because he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
He's getting by. He's like going through his postman training, and he gets his butler to deliver the mail for him.
Butler.
It's it's
and being a
it's-
mailman in this universe is like the greatest honor in human history.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he gets
So they-
stationed at this little
They send
tree
him.
village.
Yeah, the place they send him, they've like ran off the postman every time they've sent them there, and no one has ever sent a letter to anyone because the town's so divided. So he starts with the kids. That's how they get you. They start with the kids.
That's how you do it, man.
But it's kind of funny, like when he gets there, there are hijinks. Like the kids from the different houses pick on the adults for the other ones. Like they move the house of one guy while he's bathing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And he's just sitting out there and yell, "You damn kids!"
And then he
what was it? They had bands, but they were like playing at each other from across the street.
Oh, yeah.
Like they
Battle
weren't
or
playing
something?
with each other.
Just a battle?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like a band battle, but it was more like
It was
F
just
you.
like noise at the other
yeah,
person.
yeah. It was not anything that was nice. There was no rhythm to it.
I
or
got
anything.
you. Just a bunch of just cluttered.
It's like the
noise.
notes were getting thrown at each other. G sharp, F U. I mean, F sharp. Wait.
Kind of like the Doctor Strange feud.
Yes,
with
yes.
the- with the
Not as
notes.
cool.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Gavin? What's your
Number
next
2.
second
Well, my
favorite?
number 2, it's probably been my favorite one for all time is the Rudolph claymation.
Oh, okay.
That was one I grew up
Well,
watching.
the original Rudolph.
Yes.
Or are you talking like Rudolph Shiny New Year, but the first?
No, the
Rudolph
very
Red-
first
okay.
Rudolph. Yeah.
The one that has an ear-piercing sound when the nose lights up.
Yeah.
Yep. And where he finds the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yep. And Yukon Cornelius.
Yes, Yukon Cornelius.
Silver and gold. Nothing.
And they make the Yeti happy. Because he was very, mean.
Yes. The abominable snowman.
The abominable. It's a mouthful.
Well, you gotta love those, and then of course, forgetting a big part of that.
Well, finally, getting to lead Santa's sleigh.
Well, not just that though, but another character in there.
Oh yeah, the who was I can't remember the name of her.
Oh, it
The
was
female
him.
lead.
No, it was the guy, the elf. You remember the one to be a dentist?
Oh yeah. Well,
That
he
was
was
like-
the one. He was he on the island or did
he
he
worked-
get banished with Rudolph?
No, he was. Well, I'm saying he was working in the workshop.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
he was
right.
the elf that wasn't good at making toys. He didn't like making toys because
Yeah.
he wanted to be a dentist. I think his
Well,
name was
because
like,
they made like certain toys, they didn't
Yeah.
like branch out to anything. It's like what if we make a doll that loses their teeth?
But see, it would have been
That
good
would
to
be
have
horrible.
a dentist because there's no dentist in the North Pole that I
Exactly,
know of. I mean,
yeah.
somebody's chipping a tooth, especially with all that sugar.
Yeah.
They're eating candy canes and cookies all the time.
It's like
Candy.
in Batman, where the elves realize that they only need 2 hours of sleep if they eat $30,000 or 30,000 calories of cake and sugar.
Yeah.
Which actually is not that hard to do.
It's-
calorie wise.
No, that's like a butt cake.
So you they all stick to the 4 main fruit groups: candy canes, candy corn, and syrup. Thank you, Elf.
syrup.
Is there sugar in syrup? Yes. Yes. I love sugar. I want to know if he actually, in that movie, if he actually chugged that whole bottle of Pepsi.
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
Well, it's got to be better than in Super Troopers where they were chugging maple syrup bottles. That made me sick.
Yeah.
I can't believe that actually happened. though. I think they did
Yeah.
a lot of cuts.
There was a whole lot of cuts, but still, there was like 6 empty bottles.
Oh,
that
I'm
they
sure
had
they
to do.
drank some of it, but
Yeah.
I don't think they shoved each a whole bottle of it. I think they just said, "All right, cut here. Let's dump it out. Dump it out."
I do think though, in that's the one scene where Rabbit's finishing it,
Mm-hmm.
like where he goes, wow. I think that was like an outtake, and they were like, "No, that's got to stay
Yeah.
in the movie because they made him finish the whole bottle."
Drink it.
You're never gonna win with those thin little bird lips.
And he's the youngest member in Club Dread, so they were all
Yep.
probably in the fraternity before he was even in college.
Yeah.
And like, you're still the rookie. You know that, right?
yeah, exactly.
Rookie. Well, I'm
what
gonna.
about you?
I'm gonna
Oh,
go
wait.
with what's
Quick
that?
anecdote about the Rudolph movie.
Uh-oh.
In the Orville TV show, that movie is the one that convinces the security chief, his name is escaping me at the moment, that even though Rudolph had a genetic deformity, he was able to guide Santa's sleigh, so it wasn't really a hindrance, and that's why he starts to fight to not get his daughter a sex change.
Yeah, that's right. The Mocklin.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Bortus. That's
yes.
his name. Yes. So that movie is the one that teaches him not to give his infant daughter a sex change.
Well, it's good that
Well,
it's
at least-
still teaching lessons. to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy, you know?
It taught him to try. That show got really screwed up in the first 4 episodes.
But also, they one of the episodes they learn the joys of cigarettes, and they just have the machine making them like constantly. You walk in, he's like at 8 in his mouth. He's like, and like gets them all in one drag, and he's just sitting there tapping another one.
The ashtray is like a foot high.
And he's just tapping constantly, like, these things are excellent. I don't know why you never. It's like, look at your right arm. That's why.
Did you not read the Surgeon General's warning, man?
It's like, yes, nicotine does speed up things, but there's another side effect.
They try and quit like 5 times throughout the episode. They're like, after this carton.
Yeah. Wouldn't even like chewing like a whole pack of gum too.
I got to go back and watch that again.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
Well, I'm going to go with there's another one I want to talk about that I loved as a kid, but one that I've always still loved to this day. It's called A Claymation Christmas Carol. And it's more of a music-based one. So it's really just music throughout the whole thing, and then there's kind of scenes in between. It's all stop animation, claymation stuff. And it's these 2 dinosaurs, Rex and Herb. And Rex is the grunt one. And, they're walking around there in suits and everything. So they're doing... I can't remember. There's like a celebration going on, a Christmas celebration that they're hosting. So they're like talking to the camera as if they're like TV hosts. And Herb is just this idiot. And...
I'm not stupid, you're stupid.
And so each one they're talking about, like they bring up, okay, this song, they introduce a quick gist of the meaning of the song. So like, the We Three Kings, or, the Christmas Star, just Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and they're all sung by different types of people or different groups. They actually featured the California Raisins in there.
Oh,
so for those of you
I
who may
forgot
not
about
remember
that.
they were in this, and they do the Rudolph song. But every song is done like
They had their
little New Age.
own movie too, right? Like a short.
They had their own show.
Yeah, I knew they had their own show,
then-
but I couldn't remember if they did like a full feature or not.
That I don't think. I don't know.
Okay.
I
They were
can't
probably
remember.
planning on it, and then Sunmaid kicked their ass.
And,
They're not a
and
thing
then
anymore.
1992 happened. And
Yeah.
They said, you know what? We're done having singing raisins here.
That
Yeah,
was
we're-
also back in the day when the McDonald's Funland was the creepiest horror show you've ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's really good too because they're always there's a term they use. It's called wassailing, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it means exactly, but it's basically like I think it's like caroling is another version of it, and Herb cannot pronounce it right, and so every time
wassail.
every time they meet up with a new group of people that happen to show up in the scene of the movie before the next song starts, they change the term up. So there's one where there's a bus of waffle makers.
Well, swashbuckle.
And they're like, here we come a waffling. And it's like, waffling's great. Because that's how Herb talks like an idiot. And then Rex goes on. But it's a fun thing, especially the We Three Kings song, because it's sung by 3 camels. And it's done in more of like a little, well, back then, a new age kind of way. And it's actually really freaking funny. But it's just all claymation. It's all just different characters, like the Christmas bells. I can't remember what that song is actually called. It's just
Carol of the Bells?
It's Carol of the Bells. It's just a bunch of bells, and there's one
Where
bell
is
that's
the
an idiot.
bell? There is the bell. Don't eat the bell.
So they have all the bells have these faces like they're animated, and they have to bang their heads, to make the different tones. And so they have the maestro up there, and he's this creepy looking, evil looking dude. And they have the one doofus bell who always screws up everything. It's fun. You just got to watch it. But there's a story behind it. Has a lot of good music in there. It gives a little bit of education slightly. They give like some backstories to what the origins of them came from, or the songs. So yeah, I definitely like that, and it's fun. So watch it. Claymation Christmas.
Where can
Carol.
people find it? If
it took me forever. I can't remember where I found it, but I actually was able to burn it.
Oh, okay.
So I
Well,
have.
that's
I have
a term
copy.
that no one's used in about 24 years.
Yes. So I
So
burned
children,
it to a DVD.
in the 90s and early 2000s, the only way to
Computers
get
had this thing called a disk drive.
yeah, exactly. You didn't download it because the internet could only send you 1 meg at a time.
Well, no, later on you could download.
Yeah,
you just
later
had to
on.
burn it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
that's
you had
why
to burn it
Your
onto a
computer
CD.
couldn't hold all those files.
And then if you were cool like me back then, you had 2 DVD burners.
Yep, that's what I
So
did.
you could put one in there
Oh,
to
my mom
download
was.
and then transfer
My
to the
mom
other.
had a 6 CD changer in her CPU tower.
Nice.
Wow.
So I was burning shit left, right, and center, like the motherboard, because I was
Right,
constantly using
right.
it.
I think my computer had 3 that it could hold in the top, and then underneath it had the separate like burner, so like you could do the copy.
Oh yeah, there was
You
a
take-
separate drive for burning and reading discs.
Yeah.
And we still had a floppy drive as well.
Ooh.
Da, da, da.
Mike still has one. When I built it, I wanted every possible way to get information in my computer. So I kept it. I just put one in there.
I was gonna say, what are you gonna take a CD and make 40 floppy drives?
Yeah.
If
Well,
your children
no, because
really
there,
want to,
there was back then when I built it in like 2008, and I've just upgraded it throughout
Yeah.
the years because I love my system. So when I had it back then, some people still had floppy drives,
Right.
But they didn't have a floppy, or they had
Didn't
the
have any
floppy
way to
disk,
read
but
it.
no way to read it. So, and a lot of people that's how they used to transfer a lot of production information too. Was a floppy drive because there was a way to encode it to where it was basically just information on the floppy drive, but
Yeah.
once you download, almost like unzipping it,
Right.
it actually put in, so you can put
that's
a lot
another
of
term I
information.
think half our users haven't heard.
Yeah,
of.
well, they still use that,
I
especially
don't
if
know.
you're emailing large files.
I was gonna say I still have to do that for my job
Yeah.
because we sent a whole lot of information.
To our
in.
younger listeners, if you really want to go down a dark hole, go Wikipedia the term LimeWire.
Yeah.
That was a struggle.
Also, you still use a floppy drive today. It's just the little save icon on your screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's the original save icon.
yeah.
Back then, in my day, I had to click on File, scroll down to Save, and then
Oh.
click it, then create a file. Oh my god.
Save as.
Save as what?
Yeah.
JPEG. You had to
Yeah.
type it in. It wouldn't figure it out
Yeah.
for you.
I remember having to use a C prompt to load a couple of games.
Yes, we actually did learn code.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, we had to.
But-
Run file exe.
Oh God. But I will say though, speaking of these shows and stuff or movies, they're like the one that I was gonna say would be the tight second, and it's in the line of like the same people that created Rudolph and Frosty and them. It's called The Life and Time of Santa Claus.
Oh,
I don't know
I've
if
never
you
even
ever
heard of
saw
that one.
So
think
it
I
was
saw
in the
that
same time frame. So it was made, I believe it was still made by the same people. This one tells us, if you can't guess the hint, it basically tells Santa from being a baby to being a kid. And what happens is he was always mortal. And what they do is there's this group of immortals from all over the universe or land, whatever you want to call it, and they're all from different. They all look different. So one guy looks, like Mr. Freeze almost or something, and
So they
then
were
you
kind
have,
of almost
the
like
nature.
elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically like elements of all of Mother Nature.
Right.
So they're the Immortal Council, and basically
I'm
they're living.
picturing the Green Lantern Council.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
that, only a little different, a little creepier.
They didn't look like small aliens.
And blue and float.
But I mean, if you go back and watch it now, you're like, that kind of looks like a demon. So that's kind of fun.
Is
But
that
what
the bunny from Darnie Dark?
Yeah.
Look, fire!
Well, type it up. Look at the image of Life and Time of Santa Claus Council or Immortal Council, or type in something along those lines. So basically, the immortals meet, and what they're doing is they're reviewing Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus's life, and they want to grant him immortality so he can continue to go on and deliver toys, because the whole show is basically, or movie is, as a kid, as a young guy, he's just a really good do-gooder, heart of gold, and he makes toys and finds that gives them on this day and all this other stuff. So creates a whole story.
That's
of
kind of how they do that.
That dude is
in,
fucking Odin. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, which one? Yeah.
That's kind of how they do that at the beginning of Fred Claus. Like why
Yeah.
they say his family lives forever is because like they're immortal.
Yeah, well, they got sainthood.
Yeah, once
they
you
were
become a
gifted with
saint, yeah.
So they basically, the whole movie is how Santa Claus becomes immortal and grows up and
Yeah, the leader of this council is Odin. I'm convinced.
I'm sure Gavin.
Yes, that is Odin.
So it's a good movie to watch though, and it's just fun. I mean, like I said, it's up there. It's in the same premise as Frosty and Rudolph and Rudolph's Shiny New Year, and
It's just Thor and Iron Man show up.
yeah, they do.
Well, in Violent Night, Santa was previously a Viking, so that
True.
kind of does fit.
The one thing I hate about that movie is you never know why he had to take on the mantle of Santa Claus.
Yes.
And
We'll talk about that on the next episode.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to get too
That's
deep
right.
in that
too,
one.
yeah. What
I don't want to
happened?
cut you off, but we got
I
to.
No,
told
I
you
get
that
that.
story to tell you this story.
That was in the bag for later. Then we're just repeating ourselves. We've never done that before.
I do want to give a quick shout out to the movie Red One that came out a couple of weeks ago. It's not fully animated, but there are clearly a lot of CGI animals and stuff in there. But that movie kicks ass. It's not winning an Oscar, but you're gonna have fun.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So, but it's not fully animated.
I'll have to try and get that on Plex.
Yeah. I'll watch it again. Call me. I'll bring the popcorn.
Well, I would say too, if you take away from the stop animation claymation ones, obviously Peanuts,
Yeah.
The Christmas.
Yeah.
Would we
Charlie
allow
Brown.
a Muppets Christmas Carol?
It's not really animated,
No.
but I mean, I get. You can,
I would say
I'd
so,
say go
because,
ahead and put it in because it's not
kind of
real.
the,
I mean,
it's kind of the same thing as like the claymation.
yeah. No, it's up there.
There's people operating it.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, I'll give you that.
We let it pass.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Woo!
The Council of Eternity has spoken.
Odin has agreed to this.
Where's my spiked helmet?
Diana has shown us her bosom. The day is glorious.
But I always like the cartoon, the Garfield Christmas episode.
saw it.
I mean, they call it a movie, but it's really basically just an elongated show. It was like 40 minutes long instead of 20.
Gotcha.
And it's just about, John, the owner of Garfield and Odie. He's going out to his family's house that lives on a farm for Christmas. Going to bring them with him. And, the grandmother is hilarious. And she's just like this just old lady who's just done being on the farm. She's just a farm lady, And so the whole thing is about, him just getting together. But Odie is trying to make... Odie keeps annoying Garfield. Of course, that's usually how it goes. Garfield gets mad at Odie, and then Odie does something
And
really
then Normal
heartfelt.
shows up.
Yeah. But Odie's making Garfield this gift with things he can find around the house, and ends up being like the greatest gift Garfield ever
Aw.
gets and stuff. And he just hand makes it all, but it's like turns out to be like this big like back scratcher type thing. So he's got like this wood base and like almost like a kitty litter box, and puts like a piece of wood up there and hooks like a small rake to it down so he can like move all around it.
I can't look at Garfield the same way ever since I found out that there's a comic strip, and I've seen it where John Arbuckle drinks a vial of dog semen.
I have not seen that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yep. I'm just saying that's a thing that was printed in newspapers.
Alrighty then.
All right then. Well,
Merry Christmas.
yep. Thank you, Patrick.
Well, we'll conclude this episode of because I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to pull it up to show you guys when we're done.
No,
I'm
no.
good. I'm good. Thank you, though. But you've got also almost every version of A Christmas Carol or Scrooge, whichever one you want to call it, was done by like Disney.
Yeah.
So like Mickey was the one version, and one where Donald Duck was.
Yep.
Uncle
And there's
Scrooge.
one with
Donald Duck was-
Jim Carrey.
He was
plays
Scrooge
it.
McDuck.
Scrooge. McDuck.
Jim Carrey was live action though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they redid an animated one. I don't know if Disney did it. I think it might have been DreamWorks.
Which got bought out by Disney.
No.
No?
DreamWorks is Universal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're still.
That's the only
They're still not
competing.
tainted yet.
Yeah, that's the
That's why
only.
Shrek still kicks ass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think I want to say that was DreamWorks. I'll have to look it up. But the most recent one that came out like 5 or 6 years ago, that was all CGI animated. That was pretty decent.
Yeah.
They changed the story up a little bit.
I like every version of Scrooge, but
The Bill Murray one is kind of my favorite.
that's
Scrooge.
It's great. That's like pure
Yeah.
comedy.
Yes.
Of course it is. But I think I think almost every single person has done a version of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I was to become an actor tomorrow, my first gig would be A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
On Days of Our Lives or something.
It's a very Days of Our Lives Christmas.
Yeah, some dude's going to get out of a coma, the witch is going to cast a spell, and I'm going to be acting as Scrooge McDuck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you going to be dressed up as a duck or just doing the voice of the duck?
I mean, that's up to ABC, man.
I got no control over it, man. Listen, don't get me in the middle of this.
We're halfway through this episode for the most part, and I'm sure there are about a few dozen people yelling at their device that they are listening on, the fact that we haven't mentioned this movie yet, so I'm going to calm them down a little bit.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
That one,
Of
that's...
course. I mean,
And Tim Burton's even on the record saying, did you watch it during Halloween? Yes. All right. Well, it's a Halloween movie. Did you watch it during Christmas? Yeah. Then it's a Christmas movie.
and it really is.
So I take it back. It is Illumination,
Oh, okay.
which is owned by, I think, by Disney. But Illumination is the studio that does the Despicable Me and the Minions.
Yeah.
I think they're still part of Universal because they're in the Universal.
That's right, they are.
Resort and
Yep.
not Disney theme parks.
You're right. But it's elimination.
But
That's what they say.
I remember seeing Nightmare Before Christmas in theaters as a kid. Gavin, did you see it in theaters?
I did not, but I've seen it several
Countless
times. Yeah,
times?
You didn't see it?
I didn't see it in theater.
I'm pretty sure I did. And to the young ones listening that don't know what LimeWire or a disk drive is, Jack Skellington is the mayor of Halloween Town, and this Halloween Town kicks ass. It's not the one from the made for Disney TV movies, Halloween Town, aptly named. There are 4 of those bastards. Do you know that? I've only seen 2.
Pass.
But Jack Skellington is the mayor of Halloween Town, and he always throws a big, event on Halloween, and it's the best every year.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Halloween, 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 Halloween. That's the second best song.
You're welcome.
That's gonna be stuck in my head all fucking day.
Yeah.
But that's the second best song of the movie. I would say, "What is this? Oh my, look at this!" That's an even better song.
Well, it's
I'll show you. I'll tell you what the words are later.
it's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you. But you know what the song I'm talking about.
It's
I know what
awesome
song you're
because
talking
it's the movie that you can watch on either holiday.
You could watch this on Memorial Day and have a great time.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it's built for Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah. But, and then he wants to liven Halloween up a little bit. So he goes into the forest on like a little meditative walk, and he finds the holiday trees. And he goes into the Christmas store, but there's also a Easter bunny door, and there was also a...
I think they have a Thanksgiving one.
There was a
probably St. Patrick's Day, maybe. I don't know.
I remember seeing the Easter egg, the Christmas tree, and I know there was like 1 or 2 other doors.
Valentine's Day.
Maybe Valentine's Day. But he only goes into the Christmas store.
Jaded.
Which I thought was a nod to be like, ooh, how many sequels are we going to get out of this?
Right.
Tim Burton, that coward.
The Nightmare Before Valentine's Day. The Nightmare Before St. Patrick's Day.
Everyone lives the nightmare before Valentine's Day.
But he goes into the Christmas store and he finds Christmas Town and he learns what Sandy Claus is and the gift giving and all that. And then the boogeyman, Oogie Boogie.
The Oogie Boogie Man.
Yeah, which was voiced by James Earl Jones, R.I.P. Oh, now I'm sad. But either way.
And I didn't do it this time.
I didn't do nothing.
Oogie
I'm
Boogie.
sitting here.
Oogie Boogie kidnaps Santa Claus, and then Jack Skellington actually has to be Santa Claus, and he learns the true meaning of Christmas. And it's not putting horrible murder toys in children's places; it's actual gifts.
It's not presents and tags. It's not boxes or bags.
And there was some really clever foreshadowing in that when you noticed that Jack Skellington's dog was basically Rudolph, just dead.
Zero.
Yep,
Yeah.
Zero. That was his name. Sally, who is voiced by Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek. Mm-hmm. It's just a really damn good movie.
It is.
Tim Burton, you genius.
Yeah.
And great music by Danny Elfman.
Yep, it's one of the greats.
He basically does all the music for Tim Burton.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every
Yeah.
Tim Burton movie. Danny,
Yeah.
I'm doing a movie, man.
It's like George Lucas. I got another movie. Get Harrison on the phone.
Well, Danny Elfman also did some movies from Star Wars.
Yeah, he did.
When John Williams was sick.
Yeah.
Hater. You're a jaded hater.
John Williams was in a coma for 6 months, so they had to call someone else.
I still like there's that meme of when before he writes Duel of the Fates is like, what's this for? It's like, well, it's the endings, it's the ending scene of Phantom Menace, but we really don't want to take away from it. I got it. And then it's just a guy playing a piano on fire. It's like what John Williams wrote. It's like some people remember that that fight between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, but everyone knows Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
Every time I picture that scene, the only thing I can think of is Darth Maul firing up the second lightsaber, and everybody's like jaw just dropping, and you can still hear Duel of the Fates going on.
Right.
Like, my God.
Well,
The best part of that. the best part of that movie, straight up. That movie was total garbage outside of that last fight scene.
Someone did like another clip where they superimposed like this UFC fight where Joe Rogan's in the middle and he's like grabbing the guys like something big happens in the ring, and it was like every kid, every 10-year-old when Darth Maul came out. So first lightsaber, and they're just sitting there like this, and then the second one comes out, he's like, ah!
And it's not wrong. I think everyone in the theater in 1999
when I was sitting there, I was like, oh, it's two. He got two.
It's like when Captain America picked up Thor's hammer.
Yes. Yes.
I have the same kind of emotional attachment to that scene.
I completely agree.
Every child under 13 or every boy under 13 immediately went through puberty.
Yeah, exactly.
And every guy over 30 got an erection.
Their second ball finally dropped.
So the whole theater heard
talking like this.
It's you.
They leave the house like, bye, Mom. I'm going to go to the movies. They come home. Mom, I'm back.
Mom.
My life has been forever changed. Did you know they could have two lightsabers?
I am now all that is man.
Hello,
I'm trained with the Manitors.
The Manitors.
I'm a man.
Went off to my He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Yeah.
I'm going to go upstairs and go on the computer. Do not pick up that phone. Get me a Budweiser.
And I'm locking the door.
Yeah. And I'm
You can't tell me what to do.
Don't knock until October.
It's like in Family Guy when Quagmire figures out the internet porn.
He's just got
They're
that giant right arm.
Quagmire, where have you been, man? We haven't seen you in a couple days. It's like, I've just been checking out that internet, and it's just ripped.
Has the mail came yet? Oh my God. Oh, nothing. It's, Beastie.
Have you ever seen Tacoma Empty? There's an episode where one of the guys is dating the baggage handler, and she's got one huge arm. It's basically that.
Yeah.
Just been checking out that internet porn.
Well, I don't want to take away because and I apologize if we didn't mention this in the prior years, but we also don't want to, want to make sure everybody is recognized. So, and there aren't many movies about it, but we got to go with Hanukkah, Adam Sandler's Eight
Crazy Nights. Absolutely.
Yep. That's on my list, even
Yeah.
though I say Christmas movies. It's like, well,
Well, it's
here's
around
a
Christmas
Hanukkah.
time.
It's
still-
around.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want people thinking that just because we all celebrate Christmas, we don't have anything against Hanukkah.
Nope.
We love it, but I think it's great. You get like eight crazy nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
that
got
movie
really
was great.
sad towards the end, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was it during his phase of when he'd start putting sad things towards the end of the movie, like watching Click.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
get to the
Click
end of it.
destroyed me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like funny. Okay, now I'm sad. But Eight Crazy Nights, if you haven't seen it, and I'm gonna spoil this because it's been out.
Isn't
since
it
like
based
2000.
off like a very old SNL song that he did on like Weekend Update or something?
Well, I mean, he always did the Eight Crazy Nights songs.
Yeah.
But he did like three or four versions. The Hanukkah
Happy
songs.
Hanukkah, yeah.
It was the Hanukkah song, but he did like 3 or 4 versions over the years. So
Yeah.
he got the idea of it by doing this because that's part of the song. Is he's like,
8 crazy
yeah,
nights.
when you get one day of presents, we get 8 crazy nights. So he plays this guy who's just basically just a drunk down and out.
Yeah.
And he comes across Whitey, who Whitey is actually a character on one of his that he put on one of his comedy albums as a skit. It was called Whitey. Same voice, same everything, and he basically helps. I think Whitey just wants to be like get recognized for the Christmas spirit, if I remember correctly. I can't remember what it is that there's a whole thing about it, but he goes to jail. He gets out on bail. Whitey's helping him. He used to be a basketball player. I know he
He
was
was a little kid and then his parents died.
well, the girl that he used to date,
yeah.
she had a kid. The husband's out of the picture. I don't know if he died or if he just left.
It's been
or
so long
whatnot.
since I've seen that movie.
But and he's just a mean person. He just doesn't care. But Whitey takes him back to his house because I think that's part of his deal to stay out of jail.
Yeah.
He's gonna stay with Whitey, and him and his sister are there. It's been a lot of good songs, a lot of fun songs.
And he did all the songs in that movie, right?
Yeah.
I always forget that Adam Sandler, at least used to be, a very talented guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he still is. He just doesn't do it as much.
I haven't heard
Well,
it.
he's kind of like, Stephen Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of his songs could have been great mainstream songs, but he just fucked them up.
They weren't about comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like Bo Burnham. He's like a good pianist.
Yeah.
He plays really good piano. And
But you know who actually turned it into a very profitable career is Andy Samberg. He's genuinely a good rapper. And he had 4 albums, and now he's a movie star.
So he would be a musician, not a. I wouldn't say.
But him
I
and
would say like a instrumental artist.
no, I don't. Well, I don't know him personally. Maybe he does play an instrument.
Maybe, yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know if he ever joined Adam Sandler for Hanukkah. If they did a version.
They
of
weren't
it.
on the show at the same time.
no.
I know, but he's done some callbacks with Sandler. I mean, that's how.
I think the only thing they've actually really done together was That's My Boy. If I could think that they've actually both been in together.
Okay, I think you're probably right.
Unless Happy Madison produced something that Sandberg did and just
Might
wasn't
have.
in it. But
I know
that's the only
for
thing
the-
I could think of that they were ever both in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, I know for the past,
I could be wrong.
for like 9 years he was doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine, making more money than God. I don't think he cared to do anything else.
Yeah, he doesn't really have to do anything else now.
But we do have quite a few to get through here. So
I just
we got,
do want
Go
to
ahead.
shout out
Good.
real quick. So I googled, animated Christmas movies because there are an ass ton of them. One of the categories scrolling down is Christmas animated movies based on a story by Charles Dickens. There's only one story that these movies are based off. If you scroll, it's all A Christmas Carol. Every last one of them.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No
There's
one wants
nobody
to-
that hasn't done a version of that movie yet.
I'm sorry, but did they not want to do a Christmas version of Oliver Twist?
No,
Oh.
that's horrible. Well, Oliver Twist wasn't even a Christmas movie. The whole point
You
of
just
Christmas
put a
Carol
tree in the background.
was a book about a Christmas story. So yes, you can make a million movies about it.
Well,
You're
when he
not gonna
says,
take little-
please, sir, can I have some more? The guy, instead of saying no, just like, yes, because it's Christmas Eve. Here you go. Christmas movie. Bam. I fixed it.
No, you didn't. That's not a fix.
I fixed
Everybody here is now dumber. I fixed it.
So I see a couple of these I haven't seen on here. Shaun the Sheep, The Flight Before Christmas.
I've not shown the sheep. What
It's
side
like
are you on?
it's like the British claymation stuff.
it. Like Wallace and Gromit.
Yes, that kind of art.
I've never heard of it.
Elliot the Littlest Reindeer.
Yeah, that's on my list too. I've never
That-
even heard of it.
The name itself just makes me fucking want to murder somebody. Littlest.
The little toaster that could. Don't you dare slam that.
No.
There is a movie out there starring Tom Hanks that we haven't talked about.
Yes.
I generally enjoyed it the
It's
couple
a-
times I've seen it.
It's a very big one.
I know what you're gonna say.
The Polar Express.
Yep.
So the city of Roanoke, outside of my hometown, it's like
Oh,
an hour and
I
a half.
know all about Roanoke.
It's an hour and a
I
half.
like
north.
early American weird history.
and they have they do a Polar Express.
Oh, do they?
For 2 weeks prior to Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
And like you go and wear your unders or you like your underwear, just like or like pajamas, like sleeping onesies. I would not
Well, with the
recommend it
butt
because Roanoke is cold as balls. It's already in the 20s there.
Yeah, you were just there. How was your hometown? Not that cold?
Well, Roanoke's colder because it's up farther in the mountain, but
Isn't it on like a little like peninsula just off the coast of Virginia?
no,
Oh.
no, it's right next to Salem, Virginia.
Never
So you've got
knew.
Roanoke, Salem, then you've got Blacksburg and Christiansburg all right there.
This is the same Roanoke where they got annihilated by Native Americans back in the colonial days, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Again, bringing the
Supposedly. They have no proof of that.
That was like 1700s. We won't talk about that. But anyway,
But the Polar Express.
the Polar Express goes through there, and so like they put you on a train, they take you through. They build like a Christmas town, so it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But man, I could not do. There's no way I could do unless the onesie was like fully lined with like I don't know like a wetsuit underneath it or
A
something.
freshly killed deer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
And they do because you stink.
But yeah, that was always a cool thing that I remember them doing for like at least the last 5 or 6 years that they've done up there.
I know you've been in Florida for about that long. Have you ever gone on it?
No, I haven't. I've been in Florida since 2012. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I
you
got
go home for
12
that.
years, man.
Almost 13.
Yeah, almost 13. Coming up.
He's,
Well, actually, it was in August. of
he's almost a
2012, so-
teenager.
Yeah.
Almost a teenager.
But I mean, I know you go back for the holidays. Have you ever done it when you've been back out?
No, we've never went up there. My parents have done it with my stepdad's kids, so they go up there and do it with them.
Oh.
So it's usually because it gets so busy, like right around Christmas when I go. That's why we don't we don't do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But so they do it like right when it starts, so it's not
Get in,
booked
get out, get the photo.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, all right, let's go.
And we're done.
It's basically when I went up to my friends in Massachusetts, I was like, the only thing I want to do is go to Salem, Massachusetts. I was there in October, and they're like, cool, let's go on like a Wednesday. You know, then middle of the week, it'll be kind of empty. And like a week later, I realized, guys, did you know I'll be up there for Friday the 13th? That's when I want to go to Salem. You could almost hear through text message, fuck, yeah. He figured it out.
Yeah.
Great.
He found, yeah.
Wonderful.
Sure, Patrick.
They did it. One of them complained the entire drive over there.
Hey, who here is happy we did this today? Huh?
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't driving.
And nobody drove him to the airport.
Yeah.
Had to leave.
Well, they did it. I had to take a $100 Uber that morning.
God.
That's what you get.
I just want to say, I woke up at 4 o'clock to go to Logan. I checked Uber. It was like, okay, $35 to go to Logan. Perfect. Put the phone down, got dressed, packed all my stuff, reopened it up. Surge pricing, $100. It's like, it's been 20 minutes. Are you kidding me?
I literally just brushed my teeth.
That's why I enlisted the help of Mr. Patrick
Yes.
for my flight home.
Your flight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my flight home.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Return home.
Return. Yeah.
Home that he lives in now permanently.
Exactly.
Not home that he was originated from.
Exactly. Twice.
Yep.
Yep.
Think about
All
that
right.
for a minute. And scene.
Cut. Print the picture. Here we go.
It's a banana taped to a wall.
It's a banana.
$6.2 million.
I did not pay you $6.2 million. I'll offer you $20.
It would have been funny if Patrick sent you a text saying surge pricing. Yeah. You don't
As I'm driving over there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's
Venmo me $5,000 or you don't get your car back.
Oh, that's funny.
He's moved. I don't even know where he lives.
Sorry, Patrick. I know where you live. Where's Patrick? What do you mean what do you mean return mail from Patrick's address?
Why did I get an email saying all of the podcasts need to be done over Zoom because Patrick can't be in person?
Yeah. We'll find you on your VPN. We'll find your IP address. We'll hunt you down.
I hope this email finds you before I do.
Well, you also can't forget too, real quick, Arthur Christmas.
Yes.
Fairly newer, but
Don't remember that one.
I mean, it's not newer. I mean, it came out in 2011. He's the son of Santa.
Oh yeah, I
But
don't
it's
think I've
still a
ever saw that
claymation.
one. It sounds interesting.
It's kind of like very similar to like how Polar Express looks, like that kind of. I mean, it's a little more. It's more animation than it is in Polar Express, but it's got
Yeah.
that same CGI feel to it.
Yeah,
But
they rendered Tom Hanks perfectly in Polar Express.
well, they can do anything perfectly now. Did you see the movie Here yet?
No.
So
sounds
they
awful.
did. No,
I saw the movie.
no, it's a movie with Tom Hanks that they just.
Oh,
did,
I
that
saw
just
it on
came
the
out.
Plex server.
Yeah,
It's
saw
about
the
like a
movie.
house about different couples
yeah.
living in it. and
We'll
stuff
talk
like
about
I
that
saw the
at
movie
another
there.
time. No, here's actually it's great because Robert Zemeckis did it. Real quick note, I watched it, but the whole movie is based on one angle shot of this living room, and it
okay.
actually makes the movie is interesting. It's about all these different families, but the main family it focuses on is Tom Hanks's family from when he's a kid to when he grows up, gets married, has his own kid, and they get older. But they do the reverse. It's what's her name? The one that played Jenny in Forrest Gump. 'Cause it was kind of like a
Yeah, I
Robert.
know
It was reuniting Robert Zemeckis, Tom Hanks, and her for the first time since that movie.
1991.
And so they did reverse aging
I think so.
CGI on them.
Forrest Gump was not 1951.
No, 1991.
Oh.
I was gonna say
Jesus.
but they do the reverse aging on both of them, and they look like they're in.
Oh, yeah. Right.
They do a good job on it. It's kind of creepy what they can do with stuff now. But no, it's just wanted to just side note real quick. That was a very good movie. So they do have a couple scenes of Christmas in there, so I guess I could kind of talk about it. But
Well, we can kind of talk about Elf, I guess, that wound up on my list outside of the first 10 minutes.
yeah, I don't know how the
I-
rest
well,
of
the
this,
first
like
10
some of
minutes
these things
is
showed up on
like
mine.
old school claymation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ralph from the Christmas Story, isn't it?
Yep. You're not a cottonhead in any muggets.
Fun fact, he was also the I'm not Tony Stark in the original Iron Man.
Yep.
That was Ralph.
Yep.
That was
He also
Peter Billingsley, by the way, just so everybody so they know.
Thank you,
He,
Tony.
he also played in the second Spider-Man
A Christmas Story Christmas also.
and A Christmas Story Christmas.
Oh yeah, the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ooh, I haven't
He
seen
was
it. I
he
heard
was
it's
the
bad.
same he was the same
mind
scientist in what was it? No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
Working with Mysterio.
Yes.
Mysterio.
He was
That's
technically-
Far From Home.
He was Far From Home. Yeah. He was like his number 2
Oh yeah. Now that I remember it.
because he still played that same character that got fired by Obi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the rest of them I was looking through, and I mean, you could say every version of Scrooge or Christmas Carol. In
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
You know,
100%,
Mickey's
yeah.
Christmas Carol, Donald's Scrooge's Christmas Carol, a Christmas Carol.
There is this one, and it's probably going to be the only Star Wars holiday special I watch. Is the Lego Star Wars
not
special.
the old one from
God,
1981.
Oh
That wasn't animated though.
no,
but
it was not.
probably should have been.
But yeah, been a lot better
I know
if it
I've
was.
I know I've seen it. I can't really. As far as I remember, it was like a little 10-minute short before the actual movie started. Like that paper airplane, like a little short they would do in front of like Disney films
Yeah.
every now and again. But this movie is called Yes, Virginia.
I have not seen that.
It's a little animated movie. Basically, a little 8-year-old girl gets told that Santa doesn't exist, so she writes the equivalent of like the New York Times, like mails a letter like, "Is Santa real?" And then like it kicks off like a whole thing. It's adorable, goddamn delightful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what he said. Did you get that?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's like the little brother in the movie.
No, this is Herbert. He's really pissed off about that muscle on paperboard. Come on, I got some mistletoe. Using it as a belt buckle.
It's starting to piss me off, you picking son of a bitch.
All right then. Well, we got a few minutes left, so any other final thoughts? Again, like we said always before, if we missed anything, send us an email.
Yes.
We probably missed a bunch of them. We aren't going to name off, like I said, every single version of A Christmas Carol or Scrooge that was done, because then we would be here for another 5 hours.
You have the original version of Frosty from 1965. That animation one was pretty good.
Jack Frost with Michael Keaton was more animated than real life, I would say.
No.
Well, maybe because
All
he was a
live action.
snowman and he was in it the entire
But it's not a
time.
cartoon or a stop
Yeah.
animation.
What the-
Hey, you got the Muppets, all right?
Yeah.
You're pushing the ball.
Stop
very
with the
there.
reach.
Fine, I'll just save my next one for next year.
There you go.
And we all know what,
Great idea.
it doesn't involve Michael Keaton.
Solid idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea to shut the hell up.
Yeah, I think a lot of these are kind of like these other ones I'm looking at.
A lot of them are like hybrids.
Olaf's Frozen Adventure. They're like straight to DVDs. Half of these are probably shorts too. Curious George Christmas. Beauty and the Beast Christmas.
There was one similar to, like, if you want to talk Jim Henson type stuff. He did a Christmas movie called The Christmas Toy, I believe was the name of it. That was all puppets again, but it was kind of like
It's like
the same theory of like Toy Story. But this was done back in like 1987 or something. Whereas like, you know, the toys came alive, but what they had to do is they had to stop before someone saw them. They couldn't be moving or else they would be frozen in time. And if they were found outside of their spot that they were supposed to be at, then they would be frozen forever. They would never come back to life. And it's about
Yes,
one
Pixar
toy.
owes Jim Henson a few dollars.
Yeah. So this one, it's mainly this cat who's like this, or cat toy that's the favorite toy of this kid, and obviously like Toy Story is another toy, and so he wants to get back down to be reopened again as this. So he's got to figure out a way to get down there without getting caught. And you know they have one scene. I think he's about. It's actually kind of sad if I remember. I think
This
there's one
doesn't
scene
sound like
where,
a cheery movie.
I think there's one scene where one of them, he's about to get caught, the cat, and then there's like a little mouse toy, I think ends up sacrificing itself. So it gets seen out of place just so that the kid won't see the cats. And then basically the mouse gets frozen forever.
Oh,
Yeah. But it's sacrificed so that he could get to be this toy.
yeah.
But it's called the Christmas Toy, so. Well, the rest of the movie's kind of fun, but it's a Jim Henson movie. All right, whatever. Not everything can be the Dark Crystal.
There is a movie here called
callback.
Merry Little Batman.
Yeah, I saw
I saw that
Like,
too.
what?
I saw that too.
I've gotta watch this. Because I remember in the original Batman animated show, he would get visited by like a little interdimensional demon, like sprite thing, like basically Q from Star Trek. And and he just wanted to be like Batman, and Batman had to like go back home, you little imp. I don't want you here. And it looks
back to
like
your own dimension.
that looks like him in this photo that I'm looking at, that I was looking at.
That you're not looking at.
No,
Because now you've lost it.
there we go.
When did boobs get on there?
It's in a different tab.
It's a very Pornhub Christmas. A Pornhub Christmas carol.
Stepmom forgot your Christmas. I think it's in the dryer.
Hey, that's not made for sure.
Wait a minute.
Welcome to Christmas episodes of Movie Talks and Chill.
Yes. But
Yeah.
we are about out of time, so any final thoughts?
No, these movies all kick ass. I've basically already started watching my go-tos for the year. So
Yep.
'Tis the season to be fucking merry.
Yeah. So also just want to give a couple quick shout outs. So next week, tentatively, Doug may be joining us possibly. I don't want to say definite. He's planning on it if his schedule allows.
Yeah.
Because him and Ben with Scatter Brothers just completed the movie Saint
Nick of Bethlehem.
Saint
And
Nick
have
of
been having a
Bethlehem.
bunch of screenings around town.
Yep.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Yep.
Yes,
And
I
so
really wish I could have been there.
yeah, and it looks really good. And he sent. We're gonna get to check it out so we can kind of give a quick little review and have Doug on here to talk about it. But also with that
So
episode,
that
we're
we can
gonna
tear it apart. I mean,
No,
give it a
we-
judge of the movie.
well, mic's down. Yeah. We got a mic down.
My mic will be off the whole time.
Yeah. But no, just want to give a shout out because I haven't gotten a chance to fully see it yet, but he gave us a screener, so we're going to check it out so we can talk about it. Have him talk a little bit about it, the production, everything, and how they went about. But we'll also be incorporating it into our, even though it doesn't fit the same theme, because this movie looks like a very heartfelt, very sweet story, well done. We also want to add into our anti-hero Christmas movies, so. We're going to be mentioning a little bit of like Violent Night, and we're not going to tell you all of them, but...
That'd be a good episode of the back and forth.
Yeah. So it might be a little extended episode, but so we'll have that one, and then we'll have our official Christmas episode after that. So we only got a couple episodes left before Christmas. And then also, just one thing that was brought up to me, I'll tell you guys about it too, and to the listeners. So we have our other good friends, Michael Robert Kessler and Melvin. So they have their YouTube channel as well for Bad Monkey Pictures. So if you get a chance, check out their stuff.
Bad Monkey Pictures.
Yep, Bad Monkey Pictures. Check out their stuff, like and subscribe, to them. They got a lot of really cool things that they're doing. And he texted me the other day, and we were talking for a minute, and he said that they're starting to post a lot more stuff a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
So to check it out, they do a lot of different stuff. So again, really cool guys as well. I just want to give them a shout out, and also keep checking us out on WDBF.FM on Sundays. And that's all I got right now. So until next week for Movie Talks and Chill, we're your hosts. I am Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.